In today's class, we are going to learn about the remaining topics of fabrication of welding. In that, we have seen laminating of plastics, etc. In today's class, we are going to study about the welding of plastics, machining of plastics and the applications of plastics. So, let us go for studying of welding of plastics. So, I think the welding I need not explain. We know there are different principles of welding. So, here in this welding also it is same as it is the metals, the metal welding which we know already. But because we are going for welding which is having different from the metals, the plastics materials are different from the welding the metals, so that certain precautions or certain principles we have to follow. Here also the same thing, the metal melts for welding, as well as in the plastics also the material will melt, but it is not melting, it softens, but it is not complete. So, because of that the strength may not be comparable with the metal, but here what is happening is because it has come to the softening stage, then we are applying the pressure, then on cooling it a joint will be formed. So, in the case of metals, when heat is dissipated, when heat is generated, then that after cooling or after certain time the heat is dissipated to the atmosphere and it cools somewhat more, it takes less time, metals takes less time. But in the case of plastics, because the heat dissipation is less, so what happens is if the temperature is more or if the temperature is retains for more time, then what happens is when the heating taken place, that size retention will not be there, extra heat may be there, because of the size will be changed, the deflection may be comes. So, to avoid that we have to take certain precautions, whereas in the metals it is not there. So, what is welding, how it can be done, so that we have to take certain precautions, why these precautions to be taken, that I have told now. Now, let us go for how this welding of plastics will be there under fabrication method. So, there are different types of plastics, welding of plastics. First one is cementing with solvent, bonding with an adhesive, thermal welding and mechanical fastening. So, here cementing with solvent, some solvent is there, bonding with an adhesive, some adhesive is given for making a joint, thermal welding, that is application of heat which we know, and mechanical fastening, that is applying or joining of plastics by certain temporary fasteners like screws, bolts, nuts, rivets, etc. Now, let us see in detail about thermal welding and ultrasonic welding, but in briefly let us go for different types of things. The first one is cementing. So, what will happen in the cementing? Here only certain soluble thermoplastic materials such as acrylics, polystyrenes can be joined by this method. So, only certain soluble thermoplastic materials. So, here the materials are thermoplastic materials, as we know there are two types of plastic, thermoplastic and thermosetting plastics, and here thermoplastic materials such as acrylics and polystyrenes can be joined by this method. So, these two will be joined with this. Then when other than these materials are there, then we will go for some other product, some other joints. Next is the strength of the joint comparable to that of the parent metal. That means the strength of the joint is comparable to the parent metal, that is without joint whatever the strength is there, after joint also you will get the same strength. Then a large number of solvents are available and the properties of joints depend upon the material selected. So, here we are given solvent. So, what are those solvents? Number of solvents are there available, and the properties of joints depend upon the material. So, how the joint will be? It depends on the material, what type of plastics that we are going to use, whether it is acrylic or polystyrene, whatever it may be. Based on that, we have to go for it. Now, let us see a picture. This is how the cementing operation takes place. Here this is a bottle, and here you can see this. This is how a cementing process is going to be made. Now, let us go for the second thing, bonding with an adhesives. So, we have to make a particular joint. Let us see what is this. Adhesive bonding is suitable for all plastics. Plastics may be bonded to the metals and other materials as well as to secure themselves. Adhesive bonding is widely used for plastics which are suitable for connecting with the solvents. So, adhesive bonding is suitable for all plastics. So, either both thermosetting as well as thermoplastics can be done in this. Plastics may be bonded to the metals and other materials as well as to secure themselves. So, these plastics may be bonded to the metals. So, plastic with metal and other materials, not only metal, some other materials also can be joined as well as to secure themselves. And adhesive bonding is widely used for plastics which are suitable for connecting with the solvents. So, adhesive bonding is widely used for plastics which are suitable for connecting with the solvents. So, whatever the plastics are connected through the solvents, that will be used here. This is how the principle takes place. Now, let us go for the another welding process, that is thermal welding process. So, as you know, thermal, so it is nothing but a heat. Now, let us see how this works. The thermal welding involves softening the plastics by heat and pressing together surfaces to be joined. So, thermal welding involves softening the plastics by heat and pressing together surfaces to be joined. So, here it involves softening. How the plastics are going to be softened? By heating. So, when we heat the plastic materials, then that particular point where the heating was done, at that particular point the material gets heated, so that at that particular point the plastic material softens, so that we can apply the pressure at that particular place and allowing for certain time, so that the welding joint can be taken place after the cooling. Right. This process is suitable for all thermoplastics except for the plastics which are highly inflammable. So, this process is suitable for all thermoplastics except one condition is there, that plastics which are highly inflammable, that is which are going to flame. In such case, it is going to be avoided. The next one is fusion is not always complete and the strength of the joint may be less than that of the parent metal. So, here the fusion, that is the material softening is not completed. Here the fusion means coming to the plastics, the plastic material should be softened, then we will apply the pressure. But here that fusion is not always complete and the strength of the joint may be less than that of the parent material or metal. So, that means wherever the joint is there the strength is less compared to the other material where the joint is not there, because the complete fusion was not there. Whereas in the case of metals it is different, it is equal to the same, but because their complete molten state we will take them and do the welding. So, here that is because of that the strength may not be same as parent material. Now, let us see the principle of welding, how the plastic welding, again it is same as in the case of metal welding. And here you can see this is the two parts, these are the two parts to be joined, and here this is the bead. Again here we have to make into V grooves like in the metal welding, whatever the same process, these two, see here it is V groove is there. So, like that we have done here, and it is a welding rod, that is a fillering we are going to do it, and this is a stick welder, it is called stick welder, and it is a fanning nozzle, that is along with flame. air will also come, that is the fanning nozzle function of this. So, and here whatever this air is there, it comes and with compressed and heated air up to 205 degrees centigrade you can go for it. When it comes and blows here, temperature goes and the material at this particular points, 2 points will be fused, then that is heated. When it has been heated, then these materials at this particular point will be softened, and when it is softened we are applying the pressure so that it comes, and through the fillers we are going to add the materials. So, now here you can see this is after welding, this is called welding bead, and this is the welding edge, these two are the welding edge, and this is the V groove, and this is how the motion of the fanning nozzle moves in this direction, and the welding filler rod comes here, and this is how it is going, and this is the weld direction. So, this is how almost it is equal to the metal welding. Only thing is the filler rod is different and the remaining things are same, whereas the temperatures are less, whereas in the other case in the metals it goes above the 1000 degrees centigrade, whereas here it is only up to 205 degrees centigrade, in some other case 105, like that 150 to 180 are also there. Now, let us see another thing, another figure. This is also welding, but speed welding nozzle, where here there is a speed welding nozzle we are given, so that we can go for within speed, that is it takes less time compared to the previous process. Now, let us go for whatever we have studied, those things, and what type of weldings are there. Here we can see different types of weldings, thermal weldings are there. First one is hot gas welding, heated plate welding, friction welding, ultrasonic welding. Let us go for in detail about these things, each one by one. The first one is hot gas welding. How the hot gas welding works? Here an electrically heated gun is used. Compressed air passed the heating element and strikes the joint area at about 205 degrees centigrade. So, an electrically heated gun is used. So, what is this purpose of heated gun? Because we have to get hot gas, this is hot gas welding. So, an electrically heated gun. So, from this gun we have to get the hot gas. So, it is used. Compressed air passed the heating element and strikes the joint area at about 205 degree centigrade. The gun is held at a distance of 3 to 12 mm away from the joint. So, here again, if this distance is not maintained, then flame or this temperature we may not get the required thing, and softening may not be required, and the joint may be weak, and the joint area soften and can be pressed together to form a joint. So, when this heating has been taken place, what happens? The joint area soften and can be pressed together to form a joint. So, after it softens, going to apply the pressure, then we get the, after certain retaining for certain time, that is cooling, then it welds. So, this is how the thermal welding, hot gas welding takes place. Now, let us see this particular figure and how this hot gas welding takes place. Here you see this is a welding, a round nozzle, and force, that is we are applying force through this welding wire. So, when we are giving this blow here at that particular joint with 205 degrees centigrade, here the metal gets softened. So, here you see this is after the welding. So, here it gets softened, and after that we are applying the pressure, so that we will get the, so this is how the motion of the direction takes place, as it is same in the previous case, but the only thing is the nozzles and the equipments are different, and it is the principle of hot gas welding. And now let us see some of the figures, how we are going to get these machines and guns. These are for extruding machines, and these are the guns used for such type of things. And here industrial extruders, again the same thing that we are going to get. The next one is heated plate welding, the next classification. So, in this heated plate welding, heated plate is brought into contact with the two pieces to be joined. Then we are applying the pressure and detention for certain time for cooling, then we will get the welding. So here the thing is a heated plate is required, and we have to give that heated plate. Now let us see how it works. The plastic sheets are brought into contact with the heated plates. So whatever the two sheets we are going to join, these two sheets are brought into contact with the heated plate. So the contact is maintained until they are sufficiently soft. So how much time we have to keep with this contact with heated plate? The contact is maintained until they are sufficiently soft. So it should become soft. Until that we have to make into contact. Then they are removed from the heating surface and quickly joined together. Then they are removed from the heating surface and quickly joined together. So after these two plates are gets heated, that is they have come into softening state, then they are removed from the heating plate, that is heating surface is being removed and quickly joined together, that these two pieces are brought together and they are pressed together until the plastic cools and makes a firm joint. They are pressed together until the plastic cools and makes a firm joint. So after that we remove the heated plate and bringing together these two heated edges together and applying the pressure and keeping for some time, then we are removing it so that you can find a joint. So this is how the hot welding heated plate welding process takes place. Now let us see in the form of a figure how the procedure takes place. Now here you can see the sequence of hot plate welding. Here these two are the pieces to be joined, this is the parts, two parts, and here these are holding the pieces. This part, lower part is holding the fixture here, and this is holding another part, this is holding fixtures, and here this is actually heated plate, and this plate is under heated condition, it will have certain temperature, and here we are, so parts are held and aligned by holding the fixtures. So first we are fixing the parts in the fixtures and they are aligned, that is these edges are to be aligned so that perfect, and otherwise the line may not be in contact. In such a case aligning is important. Then is heating plate is inserted. Whatever this heating plate is there, that is being put into this. Now here you see this is heated plate was put here, and here these two parts are here. Now this heated plate with this, now parts are pressed against a plate to melt edges. So here what happened, there is certain gap here, light gap. Now it is pressed so that these two edges, 2 and 2, 4 edges are in touch with the heated plate. So because these are in touch with the heated plates, at these points, at these 4 edges, you will get a heating. So because of that heating, what will happen? The material softens here. So when the material started softening and required heating has been taken place, then what was that we have to do? Remove this heated plate. So the heating plate is withdrawn. Right. Immediately when withdrawn, this is under softened state, under softening state, then we have to go for parts are to be compressed. So here after removing this, these two are bring closer together and each touched each other. Right. Here you see this. Parts are compressed, so edges fuse together as a plastic cools. So here it is compressed and these two edges are joined, and at the joining state it is in the fusion state, that is called softening state. After retention, after keeping for certain time, that is after cooling, plastic cools, you can find the joint. So after certain time the joint will be formed. Then what is happening? Removing the fixtures. So after removing the fixtures, we can remove this particular workpiece. Now whereas here it is in two forms, in two C types channels or forms, and whereas here it has become a rectangle, and here you can see these two are the welding beads. So after welding you can find these two beads, these are welding beads. So this is how the heated plate welding process takes place. So Generally in the sheets, the forms of sheets we have to join, then we prefer this type of things. Now let us go for another type of welding, that is friction welding. Right. I think we know that what is friction. It is again due to the friction we have to generate the heat. That means what is that we need for welding? The material should be softened. The material should be softened means material should be heated. So the material should be heated means material should get certain heat. So how that heat gets? Through the friction. So that is called friction welding. Now let us see how the friction develops in this particular case. So the parts are fusion welded together by frictional heat. So parts are fusion welded together by frictional heat. So it is a fusion welding. How it is going to be done? Spinning one part in the lathe and bringing the stationary part against it. So spinning one part in the lathe and bringing the stationary part against it. So spinning one part. So two parts to be joined. One part is put in the lathe and it is a spin, that is rotated at higher speeds, and bringing the stationary part against it. So when one is rotating, another one is made into contact with the other, so that it makes a heat generation. For example, let us see here in this case, while rubbing the hands we are going to develop the heat, that is the friction is developing, and whereas here we are seeing that two hands are going to be moved, but whereas in this case one is fixed, another one is this is fixed, and this is making certain friction so that heat is developed. The same thing is going to be done in this particular welding, and how this part is going to be made. And next, so the pressure ranging from 0.07 newtons per mm square to 1.4 newtons per mm square, that is 0.07 to 1.4 megapascal, is applied for a few seconds. That is the pressure ranging. So how much pressure we have to apply? After softening we have to apply the pressure. So how much pressure we have to apply? 0.07 to Newton per mm square to 1.4 Newton per mm square is applied. How much time? For a few seconds. It is not more, it is a few seconds, and the total process completes in 30 seconds. So the total process is going to be completed in 30 seconds, and the parts do not require cleaning. The parts do not require cleaning. Generally, when we go for welding, first the step we say is remove the dirt, that is clean the parts or the edges where the joining is to be done. But here that is not required, because when one is rotating at higher speed and when we are going to bring the another thing, due to this whatever the dirt is there, everything, whatever unnecessary materials are there, that will be removed during the process itself. So we need not go for prior to welding, cleaning, etc. is not needed. Now let us see how this welding has been taken place. Now here see the pipe welding we have taken here, aligning and clamping the pipes here. These two pipes has to be joined, and here then planning the pipe ends so that they are ready for welding. So wherever the joints we have to make, there we have put it ready, and then here the hot plate is positioned between the pipes. So hot plate, here this is hot plate, and here we have joined the. Now what happens is this hot plate is brought it here, and now you see these two pipes are here. These two pipes are joined with this hot plate. When these two edges are joined, this gets heated. That is, heating means the edges will be softened. Then when this is going to be softened, then we are applying the pressure here, and then keeping for certain time, we can find the joint, and you can see here, this is the welding bead, it is called bead, which is see here there is a clamping was given so that the joint will not be moved until it cools. The joint will not be moved, or the pipe should not be moved, so that it was clamped. After certain time, that is after cooling, it will be removed, so that we can get a good amount of strength of joint with the required efficiency. And this, you can see this figure, one more figure, which is joining butt joint, that is butt fusion welding, which we are going to get, as you know, is the edges are to be joint. This is one type of machine setup that we are going to do. And you can see another thing, electrofusion welding. This is a electrofusion. This is how machine it is going to be used, and different parts to be joined are going to be here, and electromotive force, whatever it may be, the same thing appeared here, and because of that joining will be done. And here this is another thing which is called extrusion welding. In the plastics, whatever that we go, this is the guns which we have seen in the previous case also, different types of guns. And here you can see these are the flange joint welding, how the flange joints are going to be joined. The material is also again plastics, again they bring into the plastic softening state and do it. And this is another example how to make the fission welding. So these are different types of examples of this friction welding, which is under fusion welding principle. Now let us go for the another type of welding, that is called ultrasonic welding. So I think in the previous classes we have studied about the ultrasonic machining. There we are going to produce waves with a frequency of 20 kilohertz or 20,000 kilohertz, etc., with a generator and a transducer. The same process here also there. So the ultrasonic waves comes to the parts where to be joined at that particular place where the contact is there. Due to these ultrasonic waves, the joint where they required at that particular place, the pieces are going to be vibrated. So because of vibration, friction develops. Because of the friction, heat develops. Because of the heat, material softens, and again we will keep for certain time for cooling, then joint will take place. Generally this ultrasonic welding can be used for spot weldings, where the small area of welding is to be joined instead of not total area. In spots we have to go for welding, there we go for this particular type of ultrasonic welding. Let us see how this parts to be joined are placed together, and the ultrasonic waves are transmitted from the generator to the parts by vibration tool, which is called as a horn. So parts to be joined are placed together, whereas in other cases after softening we are joined together, but here parts to be joined are placed together before that, and the ultrasonic waves are transmitted from the generator to the parts by vibration tool. So what happens because of this? Causing the parts to vibrate. So because of this waves coming, the parts are causing the parts to vibrate against each other at a frequency of about 20 kilohertz. So because of these vibrations, what will happen? Because of the vibrations, heat will be developed. So let us see. Now pressure maintained is just sufficient to cause heat due to friction. So now what is that we have to do? Pressure should be maintained. So how much pressure is to be maintained? It is just sufficient to cause heat due to the friction. Whatever the friction is developed, because of that heat is there, so that it is going to be softened. So how much it is required pressure? Sufficient to cause the heat due to the friction, and parts are fused together to form a joint. So it is actually made into soften, then pressure is maintained so that parts are fused together to form a joint, and the process is best suited for spot welding. So this process is best suited for spot welding. So as it is ultrasonic machining we have done, in the same way here also we are going to do the same thing. Now let us see briefly about this how the principle, the remaining things we have studied in the previous class in modern machining processes. This is how the 20,000, that is 20 kilohertz here it is coming. Because of that the transducer, etc., we have studied all these things. Here this is a interface of the parts, and this is a fixing plate, and here the direction of vibrations. Because of these vibrations, wherever the part we have to go join, here these parts will be vibrates. Because of the vibration, here the heat is generated or heat is developed, so that the material at this particular place is going to be heated, that is softened, and after allowing it for cooling, then you can find the joint. So at this particular place, this is totally is the workpiece, only at this particular joint we are going to make the joint, that is spot welding. This is how we will get into the thing. Now let us see one more figure, how again in detail how it works. Here you can see the same thing, again base plate, and here the sonotode workpieces, where we need a spot at some places, not like a total sheet. And here this is having certain internal details which we doesn't require at this particular time. This is how the ultrasonic machining takes place. Now let us see different types of ultrasonic welding of plastics, how these plastics are going to be taking place. All these things are through the ultrasonic. This is laser welding. So instead of ultrasonic, we are going for laser welding. Another figure is also there on laser welding. So instead of these things, we are going for using this type of machine, so that the basic principle is to produce a heating. Right. Now we have seen that different types of welding process, and we have seen certain things cannot be welded. In such a case, how we have to do it? Or when we have to go for joining two pieces which are having at different temperatures of melting or softening, then again it is a problem. In such a case, we can go for mechanical fastening. So we know that fastening is nothing but assembly, joining. So how the assembly is going to be? That is through the mechanical. So how the mechanical fastening is going to? So the parts to be joined are by means of bolts and nuts, rivets, press fittings, etc. And here bolts, nuts, rivets, for example in our houses we can see chairs, plastic chairs with molds, and whereas legs are steel. In such a case, we go for this type of things. And allowance must be given for stress riser in designing a serviceable joint. Allowance must be given for stress riser in designing a serviceable joint. So here allowance should be given, because the plastics doesn't have its melting temperature, that is fusion temperature is low, and if we go for more temperature, it shape may be changed, and like this the deformation takes place at lesser temperatures, and so that retention of size may not be possible, and we may not get accurate shape. In such a case, we have to give certain tolerance or allowances, etc. Right. These are the different fastening techniques. Now we have done welding, we have done lamination, we have done different things in fabrication process. Now still after fabrication or after welding, still we may have to go for certain finishing process or certain further processes. Then we go for machining. So now let us see how the machining of plastics can be done. In this case, it is also again same principles appears, but again here the heat, temperature, fusion temperature is less and heat dissipation is less, so that again we have to follow certain rules. Now let us see what happens in this machining of plastics. It can be satisfactorily performed with conventional machine tools employed for machining of metals. That is, whatever the machining of metals can be done with the same thing, we can satisfactorily perform with the plastics. And the principle of machining plastics. Why should we go for principle of machining of plastics? Because the properties of plastics are different from those of metals. What are those things? The plastics have greater thermal expansion rate and soften and distort at temperatures well below those of metals. So whereas in the case of metals, the heating or melting takes place at a higher temperatures, so that time is it takes time more, but whereas here the rate is less, that means the temperature is less, within less time it gets heated. If we keep for extra time, then what happens is the plastic might be changes. So in such a case, we have to take precaution, that is during the machining generally heat will be developed because of the friction. So when the heat is more, then the shape will be changed. In such a case, we have to avoid that particular piece or that particular material which is a loss. In such a case, we have to take certain precautions. So what are those precautions? So keeping the work cool to avoid sticking or excessive expansion or deflection. So keeping the work cool. So while machining, we should see that work should be cool. Why? To avoid sticking or excessive expansion of the, so sticking, it is a joining. Instead of machining, what happens? It joins. So sticking or excessive expansion. Expansion takes place so that change of shape may be, and deflection, different shape may be taken. So what are the, to cool? So what are the coolants we need? Air, water and oil coolants are commonly used for cutting plastics. So these are coolants used in this. Again, when we go for coolants, we have to take care certain precautions, because that coolant should not give the bad effects to the plastics, and it should not discolor the plastics, and again it should not give some remove the properties of the plastics, and we further doesn't require any cleaning, etc. So that's why coolings are also going to be taken important things. The coolants with 10% solution of water soluble oil are best, but that do not discolor the plastic or do not present a cleaning problem can be used. So the coolants, what are the coolants? With 10% solution of water soluble oil. So the coolant should have the solution of water soluble oil, which is at a 10% or best. And again in this solution, it should not, that solution should not discolor, change of color should not be there, and it should not present a cleaning problem can be used. And many plastics are resilient, that is bounce back, so cuts must be made with a very sharp tools, and sharp tools also avoid too much heat. So here the particular plastics have resilient so that it bounce back. In such a case, we have to go for a machine tool which is having sharp edge, so that bouncing back will not be there, as well as the heat developed is also very less, because it may, no doubt at that particular local point heat is more, but totally it is less. That is why sharp tools will be used in this things. And coming to the cutting tools, the cutting tool should be high speed steel, but hard and wear resistant, non-ferrous alloy. So cutting tool should be high speed steel, with high speed steel but hard and wear resistant. That high speed should have hard and wear resistant and non-ferrous alloys. Then cemented carbide or sintered oxide tools are necessary to cut plastics with abrasive fillers. This is one more thing which gives us to remove the material. And in general, tool angles can be similar to those used in machining copper and brass. So what is the tool angles we have to keep? Rake angle, clearance angle, lip angle, so and different tool angles are there, which you will get in the next classes. So those tool angles can be similar that used in machining of copper and brass, not as a MS like that. So here now let us see how these angles should be done in the later case. Now in some cases a small tolerance is of no use, because the plastics will not retain a size. However, to maintain closer tolerances, it is to be annealed, and there is likelihood of a stress build up. So what is that we told in the previous cases? The allowance may not be possible because of a high heat rate. With less time, if we keep more extra time, plastic changes its shape or it changes its deflection may pass. So to avoid that, we are going for annealing. So instead of giving for some allowance, we are making that process into annealing, which comes under heat treatment process. But when we go for this annealing, what happens? Stress build up will be where the part is going to be annealed at that particular point, extra stress is going to be build up. So these are different problems existing. So in such a case, we have to see which is suitable. Now let us see an example of how the plastics were machined in this particular components. So these components are machined plastics. So how neatly it was machined. These are different types of machining of plastics. Now let us see what type of angles. So we said different types of angles are needed, as copper and brass, the same angles that we are going to use. So here if you see, there is polyvinyl chloride PVC, nylon, polystyrene, phenolics, that is called backlight, and here we are given certain rake angle 0 to 10 degrees, and whereas clearance angle is 20 to 30 degrees. For nylon it is 0 to 10 and 20 to 30 clearance angle. For polystyrene, rake angle is 0 to 5 and clearance angle is 20 to 30 degrees, and for phenolics or bakelite it is 0 to 30 degrees is rake angle and 15 degrees is a clearance angle. This is how we have to maintain different angles in different machines. So these are important, because here we have to see that less amount of material is to be removed with a greater allowance, that it should not be changes its color due to different processes. Now let us go for what are applications of plastics. Different types of applications of plastics are there. So coming to this, thermoplastics are there and thermosettings. So thermoplastic plastic applications and thermosetting plastic applications. Now let us see individually about how these thing. Coming under thermoplastics, PVC, polyvinyl chloride. In this, toys, cable covering, protective coatings and screwdriver handles etc. can be made. And coming to the polythene, here dustbins, electrical insulations, kitchen equipment, plumbing. These are the different types under this thermoplastics material of polythene. Now let us go for another thing, polypropylene. In this case, refrigerator parts, battery boxes, automobile parts, pipes and fittings, all these things are going to be used in this particular things. And another thing material is polystyrene. So in this, food containers, toys, kitchen equipment, radio and TV components, all these things are used with polystyrene materials. And next is polytetrafluoroethylene. This is called PTFE, polytetrafluoroethylene. In this, bearings, gaskets and piston rings, these are to be manufactured. When we want to go for manufacture of these things, we have to go select this type of material. And next is cellulose nitrates and acetates. These are used for combs, fountain pens, cable covering, instrument dials, photographic films, toys and tool handles. For example, screwdriver tool will have a handle with different colors. Now let us go for another type, that is thermosetting plastics. Under thermosetting plastics, phenol formaldehyde, that is called bakelite. So this is application of thermosetting plastics. Electrical equipment, vacuum cleaners, instrument panels, automobile ignition system, these things are used in this. So you know these thermosetting plastics, once we have done this one shape, particular shape, then we cannot change it, but whereas in thermoplastics we can change it by applying the heat and pressure, we can change different things. Then the another thermosetting plastic is polyesters. So radio grills, wheelbarrows, surface coatings, all these things are used under polyesters. And the next application is epoxy resins. In this, adhesives, surface coatings, electric components and printed circuit boards, this is called PCBs. Whatever in our computers or in TVs, we see these printed circuit boards, and electrical surface coating that we are going to give, and adhesives we are regularly using for tapes etc. This is a epoxy resin. These are used under thermosetting plastics. And another one is alkyd resins. In this case, enamels and lacquers is the paints that which we are going to use. Electrical equipment for cars, usually in cars. Electrical motor insulation, that is in motor we will go for windings, and that particular windings may be insulated or wire should be insulated. TV parts, all these things require these things. And another thing is urea formaldehyde. With this, kitchen equipment, radio components, clock cases, bottle tops and buttons, these buttons etc. which we are going to with this particular type of material. And another one is melamine formaldehyde. This is another type of application for using trays, handles, furniture laminations, automotive ignition blocks, that is furniture laminations which we are going to get in our tables etc. plastic tables. The sheets are there, they are going to be laminated. Now let us see different types of figures, how they are going to be manufactured in this different process. Here heat set adhesives, cellular circulated board solders, all these things, this is how the processing of welding takes place. Here this is a butt welding, and here copper pipe soldering, here All these things are caulking, fullering, whatever the remaining process that we have done in the machines, the same thing we have done here. And here you can see this is the plastic bending, how the bending is going to be taken, how the tubes are going to be taken, stripping, plastic welding. Here this is being heated and another pipe is given, even insertion of some less than diameter pipe, etc. can be done. All these things, for example, you can see here, these are the cables, the plastic cables, these are the strips which we have to make it. All these things comes under applications of different process. So here these are different types of applications of process, and here so different types. All these things used very sophisticated thing with different things. This is how we are going to learn in this particular class how this plastics has been welded, as well as the applications and being welding or machining, how the coolants are used, what type of coolants, what precaution that we have to take while taking coolants, as well as machining, as well as certain plastic material. So far we have studied totally all the topics of plastics processing in different processes.